ready now, you gotta show the world with all the courage of a conqueror. So take a deep breath and dare to believe it. I know you don't see it all, but I see you could be anything that you want. Up to the stars, raising the bar, giving it everything that you got. And if you fall down, yeah, you're gonna jump from the ground. Oh, I know you don't see it all, but I see you were rather mighty as a rock, mighty as a rock, mighty as a rock, mighty as a rock.
And good morning and welcome to Gibraltar. We are on day 6 of the Netball World Youth Cup 2025, and we have reached the business end of proceedings here on day 6, and we begin with our quarterfinals, England v Scotland. Andrew Tetley in commentary. I'm joined by Tom Reed. Tom, how do you think this one will play out here this morning, the old battle?
Yeah, it's great to see these two getting against each other here at the quarterfinal stage. Obviously, neighbours normally, so it's going to be a feisty one, and the crowd are certainly feisty as well. A big old rendition of Flower of Scotland ready from the supporters down below us. But England certainly are obviously a typical favourite in this kind of fixture. A home of the game, really, where it all started, so it's certainly a team that will be in the spotlight.
My word. We'll have a look at how they're going to line up here for head coach Sonia McClomar. Sophie Agbaran at goal shooter, Hannah Gibson at goal attack, Hannah Knightbridge the captain at wing attack, Isabella Kay will begin at centre, Selena Appleby-Prince at wing defence, Tammy Fafahunda at goal defence, Yomi Wilson at goalkeeper for Scotland, and their head coach Hayley McKellar. Neve Trainer at goal shooter, Evie Watts at goal attack. Beth Long starts at wing attack today. Jasmine Moore at centre. Lucy Holmes, wing defence. Anna Fairclough at goal defence. And Keris Finn, the captain, will start at goalkeeper today. Our umpires, Myron Elkington and Rianne Edwards. And we'll have a look at the benches for both teams as well. Strong benches for both. For England, Sophie Kelly, Jada Pekova, Isabella Phillips, Alana Pullen and Anya Williams. Likewise for Scotland, Eve Abbott, Phoebe Haynes, injured yesterday, won't take part today, but still have Beth Logan, Matilda Smythe and Holly Turnbull to call on. The assistant coaches will talk a little bit about them as we go. Tamsin Greenway for England, Josie Poynton and Cheryl Braidwood for Scotland. And we are moments away from a start. And Tom, a start is obviously always very important for both teams, isn't it? You want to get away to a good positive start that sets the tone for the remainder of the match.
Yeah, it certainly does. You can obviously push ahead on the scoreboard and get that sort of confidence in nice and early. It settles those nerves a little bit more, you know, especially now we've gone through we're into the quarterfinals. So this is a crunch time. Really, you need to make sure all those points count.
Most definitely, and I'm sure that will be the message from both coaches as our umpires come out onto the court, and we will call those starting lineups out on court. And certainly competing crowds here, and it is very, very loud inside the Europa Sports Complex this morning, and we expect that all day, Tom, don't we? All 4 quarterfinals here, and it promises to be some of the matches of the tournament, don't they?
Yeah, it certainly does. You know, as you go through the tournament, you see the teams are slightly stronger than some of the others, those favourites coming through, and yeah, as expected, they've ended up in that top 8 side of the competition. Now is how they can push through to continue in that top level, get down to the final 4. Obviously, say we have a bit of a thought of who's going to end up there, but there's plenty that can happen. There's lots of upsets that's happened throughout this tournament already, so still plenty of time for more to come their way as well.
I guess that's the big question. Will we see any upsets today? Of course, England finished top of their pool. Scotland finished second in Pool B, so first in Pool C, playing second in Pool B. Australia, Scotland's only loss. That was on day 2. So both teams have had a rest day. In fact, England have had 2 with the withdrawal of one of their teams. So they've only played 3 matches where Scotland have played 4. And as you get deeper into the tournament, certainly fresh legs, Tom, is certainly going to work in favour of you know, the team that's had less time out on court. Final introductions here as we see Sophie Agbaran on court. She's the last one introduced, and we are moments away from getting underway. Both teams wondering whether we should shake hands or not. Yes, we will. Get the formalities out of the road and the ball will be delivered and we will be underway. I mentioned both of these crowds very boisterous and certainly haven't lost their voice over the first 5 days. And here we go. I mentioned, Tom, that England having played one less game, does that work in their favour, do you think? Fresher legs, perhaps?
Yeah, it will certainly help them be more fresh and help them on their fitness side, but at the same time, it depends on how they like to keep their rhythm. Some teams would like to keep going with more games to be able to keep them in that same rhythm, the same sort of process over and over again. So obviously having that little gap may kind of just take them a little bit longer to get into this match.
No, certainly. It's going to be Scotland with the first centre pass and Beth Long getting the start at wing attack today. And looks like our first attempt on goal will come from Evie Watts and goes up and in for Scotland. Nice confidence booster for her to get things underway. I mentioned that England have played the 3 matches and pretty much untroubled in each of those 3 games, Tom.
Yeah, Scotland just putting on some pressure here as well, just trying to not making it easy for England, and they have 1 turnover as well.
Did the defensive trio at the back there that have started nearly every game for Scotland. That pass, however, easy for Yomi Wilson, and she pulls that one in, and here they come through Appleby Prince and Knightbridge. Goes back to Appleby Prince, and here's Kay. So touches for everyone early on, and early attempt for Egbaran, and that one goes down, and level at 1 apiece. The trainer was open under the post and stayed open and went back towards the left baseline, but a little short on that one, and opportunity goes begging and last off the hands of Watts. Looks to be a very physical contest already, Tom, isn't it? The marking of everyone on court is very, very tight. Yeah, certainly, and neither team have really settled so far. They both had some turnovers, both had some chances go begging, really, so it's been a interesting start to this match. Neither side have actually really put a proper foothold in. And certainly expect some nerves early on. This is a quarter-final, and teams looking to progress to the last 4. It would be the first time ever for Scotland to make the final 4. And of course, England have never finished worse than 4th, so plenty to play for here today, and winner of this match looks lined up to play the winner of New Zealand and Malawi, so certainly doesn't get any easier as this competition progresses. Here's Kay, goes across court. Fairclough came out hunting just a fraction late. Hannah Gibson takes advantage of that opportunity, and after conceding the first one, that's 3 in a row now for England. And another deflection this time, Fapahunda. So active hands from everyone out there early, and the pressure certainly hasn't dropped off 1 iota. There's certainly another side afraid to kind of get their hand in there, even if it doesn't come back their way, just to disrupt the run of play, really, and just keep both teams a little bit uneasy as Scotland get caught there by the umpire, and the ball gets turned over to England. It looked like a replay against Beth Long, so here come England again through Kay. Finds Knightbridge, the captain, as we mentioned. Back to Knightbridge again. She's been very industrious early on, and that's going to be an offensive hold that goes against Egbaran. So opportunity for Scotland to get themselves back into the match, and then a subsequent penalty against Knightbridge. So Myron Elkington all over the contacts nice and early. So, flying in. And Fapahunda again. She's been very active early on, but then gets called for a held ball, I believe. So the nerves haven't really settled for either team. It's going to be a free pass inside the circle. Just deciding between Watts and Trainer who's going to take it. And little 1-2 between Jazz Moore and Trainer, and that shot is blocked against Trainer, and the contact in the end will go against Selena Appleby-Prince outside the circle. Evie Watts had a couple of goes at it, couldn't drag it in, and down come England again.
Yeah, a couple of opportunities there for Scotland, and both times weren't able to get it through the net at all. So they'll be disappointed by that one for sure, and it gives England an opportunity now to extend their lead as they do exactly that. And it's just proving a little bit of a tense first quarter here. Scotland having the opportunities, but not quite been able to convert them.
Certainly 4 straight for England. Converting well, conversion to post good. Here's Knightbridge again, finds Egbaran and left baseline this time and deposits that in the bottom as well. 5 of the first 6 now for England. Here's Watts off the centre, goes to Moore, and that pass is knocked out of bounds by Wilson. If that ball keeps floating up like that, that's going to ask for trouble, and contact this time against Gibson. Right down on the transverse line, doing her job defensively. Watts again. Almost threw that onto the foot of her teammate. She'll get an attempt from right in front. A little double pump and up and in it goes.
Yeah, England really making Scotland fight to just get within that D at the moment. They're really not giving them anything easy. And it's causing so many issues and problems for Scotland at the moment, not being able to convert those points.
Gibson again swings it out to Knightbridge. Closely guarded by Fairclough, did a good job. Closed the space down quickly, but then moves nicely into the back space, does Gibson. And another one to her tally, another one to England's tally. 6 in total now, 6 plays 2. Almost 6 minutes gone here in this first quarter. Quarterfinal number 1 of 4 quarterfinals here on day 6 at the Netball World Youth Cup. Well, quick 1-2 between Watts and Long. Watts was convinced that might have been deflected, her shot out of bounds, but umpire Edwards says no, and here come England again.
I think she was unlucky there. I think he did just get a slight defection, but it's not always easy to spot. There's so much going on in this match here. It always is in netball as Scotland get the turnover.
Yeah, Fairclough, that was an easy one for her. She read that best. It's just breaking down a little bit here for Scotland. Finding it hard to get an easy shot to post. This time one will come for Trainer. It goes up and in. Brings the Scotland bench to their feet. They were happy with that. 6-3 now. So perhaps the nerves starting to settle a little bit for Scotland, and they can get into a nice flow and rhythm in this match. Here's Kay. Gibson, Knightbridge, beg your pardon, has been very effective early on, and there's another perfect pass to Egbaran for another English goal. More off the centre again. Watts has been the primary receiver off those centre passes. Long bounce pass this time, Long. Pardon the pun. Trainer with some heavy attention from the English defenders. Fapahunda that stood out this time, and we might actually get a wipe of the floor. All the bodies spiralled onto the court.
Yeah, it's always important the way that they move around the court at the moment. They're jumping in the air, and they need to make sure they're landing safely. As our mop lady takes a bow as she walks off, and Scotland gets another point.
A well-deserved round of applause. And big shout out to all the volunteers here at Netball World Youth Cup Gibraltar 2025. The hosts have been amazing. The incredible team of volunteers that have helped make this event tick and working long hours, continue to do so. So big shout out to all of them. Another goal goes down for Hannah Gibson. She's got the shooting range early. Another chance here for Scotland. Watson Long goes back to Lucy Holmes. Long devoid of options, and that gets deflected, and then a contact will go against Moore. So Knightbridge did very well, and they're just winning those little 50-50 battles at the moment, Tom, aren't they, England?
Yeah, they certainly are. Just getting a little bit of an edge over Scotland at the moment, especially when they're coming into attack. They're not worried about committing some more offences down the other end. They are disrupting Scotland when they get towards that D, so it's just causing that little bit of issues for them, and it is working out on their favour on the scoreboard at the moment.
Another beautiful long-range shot, Hannah Gibson. been the difference maker here early on. 9 goals to 4 now, and a few danger signs for Scotland, so they need a response defensively. Good hold on that occasion, Keris Finn, and obstruction called though, an advantage goal, so 10-4. Moore goes backwards this time to Fairclough. Oh, that looping ball just isn't going to work against this tough English defence. Oh no, Finn reads that one better and draws the contact from Gibson. So status quo resumed or retained.
Yeah, it's a good opportunity to turn that ball over and be able to read that pass, but those looping passes that Scotland are using at the moment, they're really not being successful. It's giving England that opportunity to move into that space and get that turnover.
Sure, that will be addressed at the upcoming quarter time break. I'll have a little look at where the clock is. Just over 5 minutes remaining here in this first quarter. Here's Watts from about a 45-degree angle. It's a little strong. Trainer looked like she was about to grab the rebound in, but contact will go against Fapahunda. Little grab on the arm there as Trainer tried to pull that rebound in, and another conversion for Scotland. Knightbridge again, and Gibson goes back to Kay this time. Or Holmes almost. Certainly Knightbridge looks like she's got the speed advantage over Holmes and got to the front position there, and another easy feed Egbaran's way and another conversion for England. Watts looks to go a little more directly this time, and Moore ran right next to Trainer and gave her no room to be able to drop that pass off for her, and another turnover for Scotland. That would be Prince and Barron. Knightbridge goes back a little further this time to Kay. Barron outside the circle this time and cuts to the front space, and which opens up the back space beautifully for Gibson. And I was about to say her perfect shooting continues, but that one wasn't. Appealing for an out of bounds, but I think the contact in the end went against Hannah Knightbridge.
Yeah, Scotland winning that ball back, but then it going loose pretty soon afterwards. So not really doing themselves too many favours at the moment. They're getting a little bit more of the rub of the green with the umpires at the moment, but they're just not quite being able to convert it. And the ball does go back to England.
Kay goes back through Fapahunda, and Egbaran a little bit of internal passing. Egbaran and Gibson, and there's another conversion for Hannah Gibson. 12 plays 5, and really feel like Scotland need a response here. What can they do defensively on this England trip down the court? Skirts along the baseline does Gibson, checks her feet, makes sure she had a bit of room to operate. Converts another. She's been very impressive, Tom.
Yeah, it's so difficult for these Scotland players in defence as well. There's so many of these England players who are causing a threat to them. Their movement around the court, just trying to create that space. There's so many different options that it's so difficult to defend against.
Certainly making life tough, and that one's knocked out of bounds this time by Wilson, and it'll be a Scotland throw in to our right of the post. It's long, and Trainer presents at the front this time, and that's the spot you want to receive the ball, and gives the defender no chance of intercepting it, and she converts beautifully.
And that kind of shot as well will give you a little bit of a boost of confidence as well. Being able to just nail something like that hopefully keeps that energy up for Scotland.
Yeah, most certainly. There's Egbaran again. Good hold from Fairclough, but makes no difference. She converts another. They're sharing the love around are the two England shooters, and it's a good hold, Trainer. Just this time waits for Wilson to fly by and cops a little bit of treatment after the shot for her troubles, but a goal nonetheless. Oh, Kay uses her full length there. That'll be Prince and Kay again, and ends up with Egbaran and just pauses and knocks another shot down. The approach just under 90 seconds now remaining till our first break, and that margin is 8. 15 plays 7. Holmes thought she had Trainer on under the post, but Wilson had other ideas and more easy pickings for the English defenders.
Yeah, that ball just going wayward there, and it's always going to be scooped up in the back end by England, and now it gives them the opportunity. Oh, just a little bit short on that shot there. Gets a second chance, and this time doesn't miss.
The rare misses for the English shooting circle in this first quarter. You smell blood in the water, and they want another one, and here's Egbaran again. Oh, leaves another one short. This time, Keris Finn rips that rebound in. Holmes and Watts combined with Moore. Back to Lucy Holmes. And Isabel Kay holding Jazz Moore there just by the hip. Wasn't too much advantage there for Trainer. She's going to reset her position, or we're going to move. In fact, we're going to move that into under the post. So excellent umpiring. That was certainly to the advantage of Scotland, and here's a chance for 2 in a row for Scotland. But
yeah,
they'll have to be very quick.
Yeah, certainly. There's not much time left at all on the clock, and England have got the turnover, and I think the buzzer will call us short.
It certainly will. That's 1 quarter in the books here at the Europa Sports Complex, and England with a very, very strong start to quarter-final number 1. They lead Scotland 16 goals to 8 after 15 minutes here. We'll be back very soon for the second quarter. Make sure you stay with us.
So back here for the second quarter. England, a stronger side in the first quarter. They lead 16 points to 8 on the scoreboard. And it is England who get us underway with the centre pass. Good movement off the ball as well there to try and move around into position. And getting themselves up into the D early on here. Scotland move themselves closer, and England, though, get the turnover. Just a little bit of pressure on there. And now they have an opportunity to get themselves back up the court and into the D. Scotland not letting them get that easily, getting the hand in there, disrupting things. England move backwards to reset and attack again. A little pop over the top and they get just beneath the net. And they do sink it. Moving the ball nice, taking a little bit of time and see which way the umpire gives that. Back to England, just came off Scotland last before it came out. I think just popped off the back there. Again, Scotland trying to get a hand to it. But it does still come the way of England as they do get the next point as well. 3 points already for England in this second quarter.
All right. Sorry for that breakdown in my communications. Just checking all the substitutions that have been made here by both teams. We can see that Beth Long and Jazz Moore for Scotland have switched positions. Long moving to centre, Moore to wing attack. Changes are plenty for England. Sophie Kelly on at goal attack, Jada Pekova at goal defence, Anya Williams at goal shooter. Fapahunda has moved to wing defence and Selena Appleby Prince has moved back to goalkeeper. So changes for both teams. Let's see what impact that has here in this first quarter. Williams goes up and in with her shot. Isabella Phillips on its centre as well for England. So plenty of options for head coach Sonia McCloma. Of course, she was a participant in a Netball World Youth Cup herself. As we'll get back to that, there's a good deflection by Finn, is cleaned up by Fairclough, but there was just nowhere for Lucy Holmes to go and was almost forced into that contact.
Yeah, Scotland have had the opportunities here early on. They just haven't been able to make the most of them, unfortunately. And it's allowing England to continue to push forward and extend their lead even further now.
Neglected Alana Pullen coming on at wing attack too, so 5 on 5 off for England, and just a testament to the depth that they have there on their bench. And just notice a little change in umpiring too, that Tamara Buriani-Ganay has come on the far side, on the top side of your screen for Myron Elkington, so we hope that he is okay. That's why we have a reserve umpire, so Tamara's into the action as well. Here's Williams, who steps in against Finn and converts as well.
Yeah, on the umpires, you see how much they move around the court. It's just as much of a stress as the players, really, if not even more for some of them, obviously covering a wider range than some of the players will. So their movement and obviously their fitness is really key. It's a long old tournament, so we want to make sure that all the officials are looked after all the way throughout.
Most definitely. So I hope Myron Elkington is okay. Pass on any news to you if it comes our way. Centre pass for Beth Long. I don't think we'd had a whistle for the centre pass, yep, so we'll restart that one. Watts off the break eventually and finds Moore. Long and Watts again, and drops it off for Long, and Watts looking to go quicker here, and drop off from Trainer to Watts this time, and that one goes up and in. Goal number 9 for Scotland.
Yeah, clever opportunity then. She could have just gone for the shot herself from that sort of slightly further back position, but saw that she had a supporter in space. Got a little bit closer to the net, made it slightly easier.
And Williams didn't like the attention of Finn there, took her full measure of time, and rebound all the way of Sophie Kelly. She converts. Watson, Moore and Trainer, and that's better Scotland. That's excellent release from Trainer right at the perfect time, and got her a nice easy one under the basket. Hit double figures. So 16 goals to 8 in that first quarter, so another fast start for England in the second. 8 goals to 2. So where can Scotland find some additional turnovers and some gains, and maybe a replayed ball, and the umpire shakes her head. No control. Good umpiring. Fairclough on the second landing there. And Williams. A do-over, and she makes no mistake. 5 plays 15. 6 minutes gone here in our second quarter. Oh, held ball though this time against Watson. Asking for Neve Trainer to maybe come towards her. And the pressure from the England defence, Tom, is just, it's not letting up one bit, is it?
No, not at all. It's not giving Scotland an inch of space to be able to try and attack into. And obviously England want to continue their dominance in this game here. They don't want to allow Scotland any opportunities, and they continue to do so, not just in defence, but also in attack too, just keeping that scoreboard ticking over.
Another centre pass for Kelly with the receive this time. And I was in the middle of talking about Sonia McCloma, and she was a participant at the 2000 Netball World Youth Cup. Of course, the 123 Test veteran for England, and she's got plenty of experience sitting right beside her there, Tamsin Greenway, with her 67 caps for England as well. So, a wealth of experience on that English sideline, and they look very, very strong, England, and they look set for a semi-final berth if they keep up what's happened in the first 22 or so minutes of this one. As we mentioned right at the beginning, it certainly doesn't get any easier as the days tick by here. Semi-finals tomorrow, a day off Saturday, and then the last matches on Sunday. So a couple of changes here for Scotland. Beth Logan comes on at wing attack, and Holly Turnbull at goal shooter. Jazz Moore will slide back to centre, and Beth Long will go off. So see if this combination can unlock the secret to getting through this England defence, but from what we've seen so far, it's going to be very, very tough indeed. Contact on Finn against Williams, sort of just a little bit of hip action into the post. Another goal down for England, and it's number 28. It's Watts off the break. Turnbull, one of her first touches. Obstruction this time against Phillips. Moore looks high over the top for Turnbull, and that pass had better weight on it. Didn't give a defender a chance. And Turnbull drops her first attempt in. Pulling off the break this time, and Kelly and Phillips play a little game of 1-2, and Sophie Kelly's shooting certainly just as strong as her starting teammates, Tom, isn't it?
Yeah, it certainly is. England just reminding Scotland the whole time of their you can score one, but we'll go straight back and we'll score one immediately. There's no time, there's no let up on the clock for England. They're straight back in there. Just business to be done. And they're trying once again to probe towards that Scottish D.
Sets this time does Sophie Kelly, and ends up in the reliable hand. There's the commentator's curse, but she'll get a do-over of Anya Williams. Makes good on the second attempt. 30 plays 12. So the volume to post at the moment going well and truly in England's favour, and Scotland are going to need to cut that turnover rate right down and make full use of all their opportunities. Here's Kelly again, long range. Oh, beautiful shot.
Yeah, you can see the calmness, relaxation of England. They just got that little bit more time on the ball, and with those sorts of shots there, they know they can go for it. They know they can take those opportunities to try and extend the score. And if they're not successful, they may get the rebound, may get another go, or they've got to use that advantage on the scoreboard to their little bit of a buffer.
Yeah, most definitely. That sort of allows you to well and truly relax, doesn't it? That the pressure's been ratcheted down, certainly many notches, and you just see the ease with which they're moving down court, playing with confidence, playing the court, or playing the ball from out of court is the call there. So a throw in for Scotland. So opportunity comes again. Fairclough and Watts. Step left, step right. Took a few deflections trying to find Turnbull, and ends up with a Beth Logan contact. Appleby Prince, who saw start the match at wing defence and slides back to goalkeeper. What a luxury for Sonia McCloma. Keris Finn time to run to that ball beautifully though, and wins some valuable ball back for Scotland. And here's where they're having the trouble, and the pressure from England is significant. Gets through mid-court here, and here's Watson. Logan deep in the pocket, and a beautiful pass to Turnbull, and eventually, no, I thought it was going to be a contact, but in fact she stepped out, so throw in England.
Yeah, just wasn't quite in the right position there to reach forward to go and get that ball, and unfortunately lost her balance.
Just momentum was just taking her the other way, wasn't it? And sort of had to reach back a little, and here's Sophie Kelly again from left baseline, and no mistake by her, number 32 for England, and come up on just over 3 minutes remaining till the main break, and the English lead is 20. Stamping their mark on this tournament right here and now. Contact against Finn, and she acknowledges that. Williams drops off for Sophie Kelly again, and a little strong on that time, but nicely tipped by Williams to in Kelly's advantage, and another one for Sophie Kelly. The contact off the break here, and it's going to go against. Was it a breaking call? In fact, no, it was not correctly taken from the centre pass. So Pekova takes quickly to Pullen and hesitates, and Finn makes the most of that opportunity. See how Scotland go this time down the court. Holmes, Logan, good take Turnbull. Sure hands that time Evie Watts, and looks like the obstruction on this occasion will go against Papahunda.
I think England on that occasion, their relaxation and calmness actually came against them there. Scotland, which is a little bit more awake to the ball, moved into that position, managed to get the turnover, and England were caught a little bit lacking in their calmness of the scoreline, I suppose.
As you mentioned, Tom, that's the scoreboard really telling the tale, and nice and relaxed out there, but Turnbull does her bit to claw one back. I'm just checking whose centre pass that is, and it will be an English centre pass. 90 seconds or so. Quarter number 2, quarter final number 1. Another easy one for Sophie Kelly. Certainly won't have lost any admirers in this quarter. She's been outstanding in her 15 or so minutes on court. Here's Logan for Scotland. Watts to Turnbull, and some heavy attention there from Isabella Phillips on Jasmine Moore. Rides the bump and takes the free pass here, and it's Turnbull for a 45-degree shot that is up and in. It's better from Scotland, and making making sure they get themselves to the front. Honda and Pullen and Kelly, and eventually Anya Williams, and easy conversion from her. So under 30 seconds now. See how many more goals are left in this first half. Obstruction called against Isabella Phillips, and Tamara Buriani-Gane just confirming what the infringement was. Obstruction this time, Pekova. Turnbull a little firm, and that last opportunity won't drop for Scotland in this first half. First half that's been well and truly dominated, Tom, by England, 35 goals to 14.
Yeah, it certainly has. England, as we say, I've said it multiple times now, just showing that calm and composure throughout this match so far. Just really easing through forward on that scoreboard and just taking those shots with much more ease. Scotland now, a little bit more pressure on them, so they're trying to try a little bit more on that ball and maybe not quite coming through with the success that they would like.
Agree on all fronts. 19 goals to 6 in that second quarter in favour of England, and they are well and truly in command of this first quarter-final here at the Netball World Youth Cup. We'll be back very soon for the second half action. Make sure you join us then. Welcome back to the Europa Sports Complex here in Gibraltar for the Netball World Youth Cup quarter-final number 1. We're right in the middle of that one. England and Scotland, New Zealand, Malawi to follow. Australia, Jamaica and South Africa and Cook Islands finishes off our quarter-final lineup. Up at the Tercentenary Sports Hall, Malaysia playing Trinidad and Tobago currently, followed by Wales, Singapore, Fiji, Gibraltar and then Samoa and Tonga. If you are in Gibraltar, can I suggest you try and get to that Samoa-Tonga game tonight? The atmosphere there will be nothing short of electric. Talk about a rivalry game which we're seeing between England and Scotland, but Samoa and Tonga, and you'd know, Tom, from your rugby background, how much those two countries love playing against one another.
Yeah, they certainly do. Seen some of their fixtures already, and even when they're just there on their own, they bring so much energy, so much noise, and to come all the way from those two countries, all the way, you know, it's travel time of well over 24 hours to get here to Gibraltar. So the support they've got and brought with them is absolutely incredible, and both those teams facing off against each other later on today at the Tercentenary Sports Hall is going to be a very loud one, as I say, and it's a very echoey hall as well, so it's going to just up that volume that little bit more.
Look at any changes here for both teams. It looks like Eve Abbott's going to come on at goalkeeper for Scotland. Keris Finn will shift out to wing defence, and Lucy Holmes will go to the bench. Looks like there's going to be changes aplenty for England as well. Run you through them. Sophie Egg-Barron back on at shooter. Fafahunda back to goal defence. Isabella Kay at wing defence. Sophie Kelly stays at goal attack. Hannah Knightbridge to centre. Jada Pekova to goalkeeper, and Alana Pullen looks like she will stay at wing attack. So embarrassment of riches on the bench for England, and a lot of players clearly with the versatility and more movement as this third quarter is about to commence. We are indeed underway. Pullen takes the centre from Knightbridge, and Kelly resets back through Isabel Kay, who we saw at centre in the first half. She's at wing defence now. And fast goal for Egg-Barron. Logan and Watts combine, and Turnbull initially was trying to free up some back space, but having to work hard outside the circle. Watson Moore combination, and free pass just inside the circle. In fact, a contact call. So Watts leaves it for Turnbull, and out of bounds by Pekova again. Certainly wouldn't expect anything less, Tom, but there'll be no slackening off in terms of pressure and intensity from the English, will there?
Yeah, certainly is, and Scotland themselves an opportunity to get themselves on the scoreboard early on here in this third quarter, and they do so with ease, and they actually win the ball back. And now an attacking opportunity for Scotland, something that they quite desperately need in this position here. Just taking their time and resetting themselves, moving backwards towards their own goal, but they do win possession closer into the D now. Looping that ball over the top. It's been brought back by the referee. This time was clean, but contact call for the referee, so a closer shot for Scotland, and they do get back-to-back scores here. And now it's their turn with the centre pass. A really positive start to this third quarter here for Scotland.
Finn and Fairclough, knocked out of bounds on that occasion. Knightbridge. Obstruction this time against Pekova. Arms in the air like, who me, umpire, and yes, and Turnbull tried to save, but had a foot out of bounds. So throw in for Pekova, just checks what side of the post, of course. 6 English rose caps for Pekova, so plenty of international experience, and Of course, we saw a lot of her for Nottingham Forest in the Netball Super League of 2025. Playing primarily at keeper, but also in defence. Watts got her hands to that one in front of Fapahunda, and good effort Evie Watts to track that one down, draw a contact. Just that final pass at the moment just going astray for Scotland. Here come the English again. Over the top finds Egbaran, and goal number 37 drops in for England. 16 for Scotland, and here's an English centre pass again. A little deflection there by Fairclough. Wasn't enough to affect the eventual receiver of that pass, and Barron again, this time over Eve Abbott. Very tall is Eve Abbott, but the shot was pure on that occasion. Isabella Kay stands out of play and gives Beth Logan a bit of room to operate in, and over the top again is the play, and good weight on that pass from Logan to Turnbull, and she cashes in another.
Yeah, Scotland using their opportunities a lot better in this third quarter hit. So obviously a few conversations in the change rooms at the half-time mark there. And it's certainly given them a bit of a boost of energy for this third quarter now, as they're also trying to take advantage of every England indiscretion at the moment, moving themselves up the court, just trying to probe into that crucial final third.
3 goals apiece to start this. Evie Watts just went without it on that occasion, and about to say 3 goals apiece, so positive start, a chance. You can't score 20 goals at once, and I'm sure that would be the message from Coach Hayley McKellar, that let's just go out and try and be competitive in this quarter and win this quarter, and see where the scoreboard takes us between now and full time. And like you mentioned, it has been a positive start, and long may it continue here. Turnbull and Watts again. Who's this contact against? That's against Hannah Knightbridge. Close attention on Moore. That ended up being a held ball against Jazz Moore. I don't think she thought the penalty had been set, but away we go with England again. Knightbridge and Pullen. There's Kelly again. Knightbridge very busy at the start of this third quarter, and Egbaran, yes. England have hit 40. Scotland 17, so this one will go against Egbaran, in fact. So offensive turnover. Fairclough. Across to her captain, Keris Finn. Keris nods ahead to say, yes, go there, please, Jazz Moore. And Knightbridge just doing a little bit of administration work there on Moore's patch, and momentary stop, and a good little back and forth there, and just the back foot into the back space was Turnbull, and eventually drew a penalty from Pakova, and stomping on the ground from Fapahunda, and that's not on. You absolutely cannot do that. Incredulous look on her face. Pretty clear cut that one though. Jazz Moore heads to the bench. Beth Longlet's come back on at centre, and she will take that centre. A few English arms being raised out there at the moment, Tom, as if to say, what did I do, isn't there?
They certainly look like they're getting a little bit rattled in this third quarter hit. They've had a few instances where they've been called out by the umpires, and whether it be a mistake or on purpose, they're getting frustrated by it here, which is not going to help them, considering how relaxed they were in the first 2 quarters. They start to get rattled more now. Obviously, they've still got that benefit on the scoreboard, but it's netball. It can change so quickly.
And you don't want that frustration to carry over, do you, into the next game? And you're going to come up against umpires, or potentially these umpires again, and of course neutral umpires. So if an umpire is from one of the teams participating in the match, they cannot, of course, officiate. So 2 neutral umpires here. I nearly said this evening. It's still this morning, isn't it? It is still morning, yes, here in Gibraltar. It is indeed, correct. Back to the netball. A little bit of wrestling going on here under the post, and this one's going to go against Fapahunda again, and just needs to tidy up her game. Evie Watts makes no mistake, and just a quick change here for England, and Hannah Gibson comes back on at goal attack for Sophie Kelly. She's straight into the action. I was about to say she's straight into the action. Defer, in fact, to Egbaran, and she makes no mistake. So goal number 41 for England. 6 plays 5 in this third quarter. So pretty level pegging. Turnbull runs out of bounds. Can't be an option there. Watts, a good 1-2 this time with Logan. Right baseline. Up and in. Some more positive strides that Scotland are making here, Tom.
Yeah, it certainly is. They're really getting themselves into a good position. They're playing with a little bit more confidence now. They looked a bit inside themselves during the first 2 quarters. Now they're starting to play with a bit more freedom and actually just trying that little bit of extra pass that perhaps they wouldn't have gone for in that first quarter, and they are seeking the success, and now they've got themselves over 20 points now.
Certainly plenty of netball left in the tournament too for Scotland. Looking like heading to defeat here, and they will then move into the positions for 5 through 8. So still plenty of opportunity for them to record their highest ever finish at a Netball World Youth Cup. Finished 6th in the past, and a win tomorrow in the classification games will see them again play off for 5th and 6th. So tomorrow they will play the loser of the New Zealand-Malawi game. So don't want to go speculating as to who exactly that might be, but get to the pointy end of this competition, there's certainly no easy matches remaining, is there?
No, certainly not. You know, this is the classification end of the tournament now, so both sides have been streamlined in terms of their ability, obviously based on those pool games, and every single team into that side of the position has had a really strong element within their pool games. Some obviously stronger than others, but we never know what's going to happen. There's been some really interesting results we've gone through. Malawi, for example, putting off a really good game against Fiji the other day, one that was neck and neck, and bringing themselves all the way back from, I think, a 6 or 7 point deficit. So we know how things can change in netball, and there's always different opportunities, and nothing is ever guaranteed.
No, that's certainly the case. And if there's a better game of netball in this tournament than that Malawi-Fiji one, then I really look forward to seeing it, because it had everything, and it's a fairly late challenge from Tammy Fapahunda, and certainly hasn't slowed down with the aggressive nature of her play here in this third quarter. And offside it might have been, in fact, against Knightbridge. So Watts takes the free pass, but Pekova was all over that, and she deflected to the advantage of her teammate, and here come the English again. Knightbridge. Strong take, Gibson. Close attention from Keris Finn there, but Hannah Gibson was up for that challenge. Umpire not quite happy with where that free pass was taken. Reset it. This time the penalty goes against Eve Abbott, so plenty of whistle coming into this match. So looks like we're going to have another change here for Scotland. So looks like it's going to be Beth Logan who shifts over to centre, and Jazz Moore will come back on at wing attack. So Beth Long off, Beth Logan to centre, and Jazz Moore back on at wing attack. So, of course, with the lower leg injury to Phoebe Haynes, a few less options in the mid-court for Coach Hayley McKellar, but doing the most with what she's got there at the moment, and certainly know that the effort level from Beth Logan certainly won't be lacking. So long tournament, and then when you lose a player to a serious injury, it obviously tests the depth, and what it does though create, Tom, is opportunities for people on that bench.
Yeah, it definitely does. It's obviously as you say, a long tournament, but everyone has a good opportunity to get out there and show what they can do. And I mean, this team now playing for Scotland doesn't mean this is going to be the team that plays in the next match coming forwards, and any matches beyond that. So there's plenty of opportunities moving forwards for them to be able to push up and get onto that starting team sheet.
Most definitely, and Moore and Watts for the 1-2. That was better. Oh, it went everywhere but in that ball from Evie Watts, and it might be Pekova that's been called for the contact, or in fact she was playing the ball out of bounds. So throw in for Evie Watts, who tried to bang that off the post to herself, but didn't have the required amount of distance between herself and the post when she tried to pull that off. So free pass England, and here they come. Good reach, Gibson. Oh, Finn tried to spin around on Egbaran and couldn't quite pull that off. And I notice Finn in the goalkeeper bib now because she and Eve Abbott have actually switched positions. So Eve Abbott out at wing defence, and perhaps the theory there is long arms of Eve Abbott out there at wing defence on Alana Pullen.
It's been interesting seeing over the different teams in the tournament, and obviously for certain positions that size and that height really makes a big difference, but also there's still a place for sort of shorter and smaller players within netball. Gibraltar showed us that as well with Zamet. She's playing at centre, all over the court, just really being their playmaker, really being able to get them further up the court and getting into that shooting position. So it's yeah, key once you get to either end of the court, that little bit of height, but once you get into the middle, anyone's game really.
Absolutely, and that old adage is that you can't teach speed, and speed kills, doesn't it? So seen a number of those type of players in this tournament, and see an official caution against, I believe that was against Tammy Fapahunda.
Yeah. If it is against her, then it's something that's been coming, I think, because
I think it may have actually been against Kay, which is why it was moved up, because Fapahunda would be out of play, so it may well have been against Isabel Kay, but a little unsure. But whatever the outcome was, a missed attempt on goal there for Scotland, and oh, it's to be Nightbridge that's hit the deck, and she's just lost her legs momentarily there. Little slippage on the floor. That goal will not count, says Tamara Buriani-Ganay. So matters little for England, though. They are well and truly in charge of this one. 48 goals to 22. 13 goals to 8 in that quarter. So more competitive from Scotland in that stanza, but they still face a large deficit as we head towards the fourth quarter, and we'll be back to cover that in just a moment. Stay with us. Welcome back for the fourth quarter in this first quarter-final match between England and Scotland at the Netball World Youth Cup here in Gibraltar 2025. Andrew Tetley and Tom Reed here with you. We'll guide you through this next 15 minutes. And the second quarter-final that's coming up as well between New Zealand and Malawi. Hope you can join us and stay with us wherever you might be. But this one, Tom, I think we can lock away the result. Probably just looking at what the margin will be now, but in that third quarter, Scotland certainly didn't go away, did they?
No, they didn't. It was probably the best quarter they've had so far in this match, to be honest. They were point for point up until about the first sort of 10 goals or so in that quarter, and just really pushing forward, making the most of all the sort of slight mistakes that England were making to begin there, uncharacteristic from them, but Scotland were making the most of it. But it was England that just got that little bit of an edge still on the point scoring basis.
We'll look down the court for Scotland. First of all, goal shooter Holly Turnbull. Evie Watt stays on at goal attack. Jazz Moore at wing attack. Beth Logan at centre. Lucy Holmes back on the court at wing defence. Ferris Finn out to goal defence, and Anna Fairclough has slid back to goalkeeper. Changes also for the English team. Fully utilised their bench throughout. To you now, we've got Selena Appleby-Prince back on at goal defence, Isabel Kay at centre, Sophie Kelly back at goal attack, Hannah Knightbridge goes back to wing attack. Isabella Phillips at wing defence now, Anya Williams back on at shooter, and Yomi Wilson back on at goalkeeper, so the changes keep coming for both teams, and we'd expect that.
Just been looking there, Andrew, at the head-to-head battles between these two sides at the Netball World Youth Cup. The two matches against each other, both been won by England. The last, England winning at 60 points to Scotland's 13. Scotland already higher on the scoreboard, more than 10 points better than their last time. So, yeah, 2005, a fair few years ago now, but obviously showing progression for Scotland as much as anything else, and it's a really positive thing to see how these countries are progressing and getting better in their games.
Yeah, most definitely, and a lot of time and effort into the pathway system have Scotland in the past 4 to 5 years, and while they may not get the result that they were hoping for today, is certainly, like you say, taking big strides in achievements on the world stage, and like we said, they're not going to be successful in this one, but certainly have given their all, and large stretches of this match have been more than competitive. Third quarter, 13 goals to 8, so not too much in it. Williams was just over the back of Fairclough then, and in fact put a foot offside, so that's why Finn will take it there. Still some rough stuff happening out there on mid-court, and wouldn't expect anything less in an England v Scotland match of any description in any sport, would you, Tom?
No, exactly. It doesn't matter which sport it is. There's always going to be a bit of grudge between these two sides, obviously being age-old neighbours. Only a small 3-foot wall separates the two countries, but certainly the rivalry will be there, and extremely strong, and it's great to see. We want to see that those sort of small rivalries between these two countries, and both teams doing their best to make sure that they're the side that comes out on top, and that doesn't stop at any point as England make a change.
It's going to be Isabella Phillips to head off, and Pekova's come back on it in defence, so changes keep coming. You can see my team lineup sheet. It is an absolute mess. Keeping everyone on their toes is Sonia McCloma. We'll go against Wilson, that one. And Turnbull this time converts for Scotland, so 51 plays 25, and as we head towards the 10-minute mark remaining in this fourth quarter. There's one of those loopy passes, this time though from Kay, that doesn't find the mark, but England retain the throw in anyway, and easy little 1-2 for Sophie Kelly there, and her shooting form, as I've mentioned time and time again, has been well and truly on point. We've got a breaking call, or we've got a contact call here. It looks like it's indeed a contact call against Evie Watts off the centre pass. So those unforced errors that just been creeping into play, but Fairclough does well on this occasion and wins that ball back. So no damage done on this occasion. The commentator's curse just strikes again. I always say that the commentator's curse is undefeated. That one goes through the hands of Jazz Moore, and here come England again.
Yeah, England, as you know, just really strong in this fixture, really strong in the competition so far as it goes as well. And as you say, for these other nations, it's really key to these sorts of opportunities, not only obviously for the youth level, but these players will be moving forward into the senior squads soon. Some of these players will be moving in pretty much straight after the tournament. We've had a few 21st birthdays at the tournament itself anyway. So obviously for Scotland and England, both looking at the future, both looking at who the future players will be in that sort of side there, and the progression of their youth teams is so important to allow the progression of the senior teams as well. As you say, Scotland, highest ranking position at this tournament is 6th. That was back in 2000. Since then, and a real sort of mix of results. The highest since then was 8th, so already they're matching their second highest ranking position, and they'll have the opportunity after this match. We say not looking like they're going to be successful here, but they'll move forward to be able to potentially get up to 5th position. So there's still plenty of opportunity to better their last top finish.
Yeah, most definitely. The confidence will be dented a little bit by today, but it certainly won't extinguish the fire that burns. So expect a real bounce back effort from them tomorrow. And the supporters that they have here, it certainly won't dent their ability to get right behind their team. And they break into song again. Turnbull steps back and knocks that one home. Lovely shot, Holly Turnbull. Mentioned the experience that nearly every player on court is part of a next-gen team or a program. Certainly all the English players, of course some NSL teams, and on a little bit between both the NSL and next-gen. And Keris Finn, of course, 19 senior caps for Scotland. Anna Fairclough has senior caps, Evie Watts has senior caps, Jazz Moore has senior caps for Scotland. So lots of experience out on court between both nations, and the experience that particularly the English team has is, they've got big ambitions in this tournament. They don't want to finish at the quarter-final stage or the semi-final stage. They're looking at trophies in this tournament, and who's to say that that's not still a possibility, because they've been very impressive here today.
Yeah, they certainly have, and for England, always been the bridesmaid rather than the bride so far, not been able to get that sort of final position. They've been into the final before, but not been able to take that win at that last opportunity. So they'll certainly be here looking to put themselves into that position. And a fixture like this and a scoreline like this against Scotland, who have been a strong side here at this tournament as well, certainly gives them a good boost of confidence moving forwards.
Most certainly, of course, their opening tournament match was against Samoa, and sort of felt, everyone coming into the tournament felt that that match was, going to decide second place in the pool, and it lived up to all billing. Just a 2-goal margin for Scotland over Samoa, and secured them their second place in Pool B. Long range shot, Evie Watts goes down, and there's a frustrated look on Evie's face, and I know she won't be happy with the result, but She's certainly been fantastic for extended periods in this tournament. There's a lot of work yet to be done. Fairclough just got her arm tangled up there with Anya Williams, and Williams deposits another one. And we'll see Matilda Smythe come out on court for Scotland, and looks like Evie Watts will slide back to goal shooter. Indeed, that is what happens. Warm round of applause both for Turnbull and for Matilda Smythe coming on. Fun fact about Matilda Smythe, her parents lived in Australia for a while, and that's how she ended up with the name Matilda. Of course, no bias at all, but I like that. Here's Pakova. That's Kelly. Bounce past Kay. Frustrated look on Anya Williams' face as she catches that ball. None too pleased with whatever happened prior to that, but net result is a goal. Pakova and Knightbridge and Kelly again just checks her feet while landing. Could have taken the shot. Adjusted for a better one. Not even touching the ring either. Just pure shooting. 59 now, 28 as we approach the 5-minute mark. So, time running out on quarter-final number 1. Here's Smythe and Moore. Logan with a lot of space to operate in, and over the back this time to Watts, and she makes good on that one. Maybe eyeing off 30. Isabel Kay heads to the bench, and Pullen comes back on at centre this time. There she is. Williams thought about another 1-2 with Pullen to adjust her. Oh, went all the way around, did it complete net. And I think Williams was leaving that ball, so she didn't replay, and might have got just a fingertip on it, and that was enough for a replay, and compounds that by contacting. Logan Moore. Oh, Smythe was running hard to the left side of the post, and then that's where Moore thought she was going, and just took the foot off the gas and went back the other way. And long ball pulling to Kelly. Oh, one from Pullen's a little strong over the baseline, and go under the 4-minute mark now. Margin is sort of hovered around 30. 26 at 3/4 time, so do the math, carry the 1. That's 11 goals to 7 in this 4th quarter in favour of England. So it really was, Tom, wasn't it, that 2nd quarter that did the damage for England?
Yeah, it certainly was. They really just pushed ahead their lead and got themselves in the driving seat in this fixture here. And it's allowed them to continue with that confidence, and it's just pushing forward. Scotland obviously not giving up. They're really pushing forward on that scoreboard, trying to do what they can, breaking past the 30-point mark now. And just still half the score that England have been able to achieve here as Scotland go and score again. They had the benefit of the centre pass that time, but now obviously it goes back to England, and they will look to just put some points back onto that board themselves, get them up to 60 points as they move the ball nicely into the D and under the net, and through it goes.
60, courtesy of Sophie Kelly. Under 3 minutes now. Logan and Moore again. Called that combination a few times here in this 2nd half. Moore was looking for over the top, and just a little misunderstanding between who was doing what there, and here comes Kelly again. Balance is just outstanding, is Sophie Kelly's balance. It is something to behold. A couple of changes here in the last few minutes. It's going to be Beth Long back on at centre for Beth Logan, and looks like Eve Abbott will come out at goal defence. Fairclough moves out to wing defence, and Lucy Holmes heads back to the bench. Kelly just fires in Williams' direction. Got her feet back on court before she played that ball again. Did well. And a good strong takedown low against Abbott. Contact in that rebounding battle against Abbott. And Kelly will get the opportunity for goal number 62. Doubled up again. 62 plays 31. Under 2 minutes now. Smythe and long. Contact. Smythe the opportunity to drop that off for Watts. Just under 90 seconds now. Here's Kelly. Goes back towards Appleby Jensen. Ends up via Knightsbridge to Williams. And she'll get a second chance at this one and rattles that one home. So goal number 63 for England. Smythe and Watts. Smythe gets herself to the front spot. 45-degree angle. I thought she was going to fire, but instead, in the rebounding battle, that contact goes against Evie Watts. Plenty to look forward to, Tom. Big day of netball remaining, isn't there?
Yeah, it certainly is. Lots of fixtures here at Europa Sports Complex as well as over at Centenary here. All the quarterfinals, so 4 matches today. Coming up next, New Zealand versus Malawi. And Australia, Jamaica, South Africa versus the Cook Islands to come later this afternoon and evening here in Gibraltar as well. But obviously, some of those countries, there'll be a few people deep into the evening, I think, down on the other side of the world, tuning in to see their countries try and get closer to the trophy at the end of the tournament.
Yes, most certainly they will be, and people in this part of the world who are Scottish or English fans certainly have enjoyed that one. 64-33 is our full-time score in favour of England. They will progress to the semi-finals where they await the winner of New Zealand and Malawi, which will come up very, very shortly here at the Europa Sports Complex. Look at that final quarter. 16 goals to 11 in favour of England, so 31-19 in the second half, but it was 19-6 in that second quarter that really ripped the game wide open for England, and you can see the two teams gathering at half court with their good well wishes to each other. And we will hear from the English captain Hannah Knightsbridge any moment. Cross down to our man on court for a few words from her.
Hannah Knightsbridge, what a win!
No, I mean, it was great. I mean, I'm so proud of us. I'm glad that we pushed it right to the end, but Scotland were great, so thank you so much for that game.
The teamwork was incredible, the power, speed and accuracy of those long passes, those long balls.
No, I mean, it was great. We've really worked on shortening up our game, and I definitely think we did that. Still parts we need to work on, but hopefully we can do that tomorrow.
And the defence, I don't know what Scotland could do to get through that defence.
No, I mean, yeah, they were really good, and bringing it down court again has been one of our work-ons, so I'm really pleased with the defence bringing it down, but it was definitely a group effort, and glad everyone got onto the court, so yeah.
Well done, a place in the semi-final.
Yeah, no, hopefully tomorrow will be good. Hopefully our fans will wish us luck, but yeah, looking forward to it.
Anna, thank you very much, Indy.
No worries, thank you so much.
Let's see it, England! Let's take the Scotland as well, please. Thank you very much.
you're ready now, you gotta show the world with all the courage of a conqueror. So take a deep breath and dare to believe.